Hi everyone, a huge welcome. Today's little chat is going to be again about the fasting. I've got the same shirt on as I had yesterday, mainly because I thought it looked quite good in the edit and I don't want to keep having to look for different shirts to wear. So for the time being, this is going to be the shirt I'm wearing. Make some noise. Please let me know in the comments whether you think that's a good idea or not, or I don't mind either way. So today is a non-fasting day, so we can eat what we want. It's about midday, and surprisingly, every day since we started this a couple of weeks ago, we wake up on the day that we can eat and we're not that hungry. It's midday, we just broken the fast with some crackers and cheese, nothing overly substantial, and this has been the same pretty much every day. Michelle and I are not big breakfast eaters anyway. Yesterday afternoon I was feeling pretty snackish, sort of wanting to eat stuff, and we'll talk about that as the series progresses. So why did we decide to do this alternate day fasting? The way we see it, the way I see it, is that it's a sort of binge correction. We've been eating poorly for the last, well, not poorly, but we haven't taken care of what we've been eating for the last year or 18 months. So we've gained the weight that we didn't really want to do. So I'm trying to correct that. Excuse me. When you get croaky, have a little drink of water, Stephen. So hopefully that's better. So we're trying to correct that slightly radically, and there's loads of conflicting information out there whether or not alternate day fasting and hard fasting, as we're doing, is good for you or bad for you. We're experimenting. As I said to you before, I'm not claiming to be a professional in this field, so don't take this as medical advice. Certainly if you want to do anything similar to this, consult your GP. But for us, we decided we need to take this radical step to reduce our calorie intake. And I've done this before, where fasting always feels good for me. It's interesting because we've been doing it for 2 weeks, so technically about 14 days. So that means 7 days we've fasted, and some of those days have been better than others. Some days we've really wanted to eat, and some days it's gone a lot easier. And I'll be talking about how you can sort of cheat around that. Now, a lot of people say, well, if you cheat around fasting, then you're not doing it properly. We're not trying to do this to impress anybody. We're not trying to show off to anybody. We're doing it the way we want to do it. And I would say to you as well, any way you decide to change your diet, the way you eat, is not down to how somebody perceives your eating habits. It's how you want to do it. So if you decide to break things a little bit in order to make sure it works successfully, you should do. I probably should explain an example of that. The first day that we fasted for the 24 hours, I ate nothing. We still actually drink coffee, and we have it with milk. So we're not trying to beat ourselves up by, killing the small pleasures in life, like your morning coffee. I only have a couple of coffees a day, 3 at most, just occasionally. But the evening time, I was starting to feel quite hungry. This is on the first fasting day, and by about 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and I was not starving, but my mind was conscious that I hadn't eaten. So I was finding it hard to sleep because all I was thinking about was food. And I thought, well, this is silly. You've got to knock this on the head. And we bought some protein bars, some sort of athletic protein bars. So what I did is I got up and I just took a bite out of a protein bar, no more, didn't eat the whole bar. And that satiated the hunger, and I fell asleep fine next morning, woke up probably about 8:30 and wasn't hungry at all. So we didn't again eat till that day, till about maybe 11, 12 o'clock, which is the norm for both Michelle and I. So what I would say is, if you decide to do this or alternate day fasting, or there's another intermediate or restricted calorie fasting, you should certainly allow yourself to break the rules if it makes you feel better. And I don't mean by that you should just completely throw everything aside and just binge eat everything. There is some very interesting data coming out at the moment from a Dr. Volter. He was working with Michael Mosley on the alternate day fasting, I think the 5-2 diet that was out very popular a few years ago, and he featured somewhat in that video, and I followed him for quite a while. And there's, even from his camp, there's conflicting data. I don't want to make this too boring about diet, so what can we have a bit of fun? I've been doing some Sudoku on the days that I'm not eating. That sort of passes the day. I do find on the days that we're not eating, I am a little more lethargic. I don't feel like doing very much. It's not affecting my moods, that's for sure, but I don't feel like doing a great deal. So I've been doing a little bit of Sudoku on the phone. Now, I must admit, at our time in life, it's easier for us to do this than maybe if you're working a full days week. You know, if you're going into an office 5 or 6 days a week, this might be a little trickier to carry out. And when we'll discuss that maybe, or if anyone out there wants to chat with me about that, maybe we can have a live interview and a discussion about it. But if somebody's trying to do it who has an online presence and wants to talk about it, don't know where I went with that. Like I say, I never take any notes with these diaries. It's just really opening my mind and chatting with you all. So we are on an eating day today. We've had cheese and crackers, just some simple plain crackers and some strong tasty cheddar cheese. We're going to have probably some yogurt, unsweetened, just simple plain yogurt with some beautiful frozen fruits. We haven't got the fresh fruits I want at the moment are not in season, so they're not great at the moment. The mangoes and the blueberries, so mangoes and blueberries. And then this evening I was thinking I might do some chicken kebabs in a curry and yogurt dressing, so a spiced dressing, and we'll have those with some wraps and salad, maybe a few tomatoes and some spring onions or onions, and coriander if I can get it. So let me know what you're having today. Always interested to know what everyone's eating, what you think of what Michelle and I are doing. Now, we're planning on doing this indefinitely, and when I say that, there is no sort of end game. We're certainly not going to be doing it forever, but we've got no sort of end game. If it feels like it's going to work for us, we continue it. Interestingly, okay, today, after a full fasting day yesterday, I didn't lose any weight. Now this really perplexed me a little bit, because you think the average male needs about 2,400 calories a day, and yesterday I had almost no calories. So if my body is burning calories at 2,400, how is it then that I didn't lose weight yesterday? And it's interesting. Maybe it was because of the drinks that I was having during the day, kept the weight on. But what I'm starting to think is, and I've read this and heard this many times, is the body starts to slow down its metabolism because it's expecting you to be going into a fast situation or a famine situation. So I think what's happening at the moment is our bodies are slowing down the metabolism to reserve some of the fats that are there, and that's a natural way the body copes with famine. It's the way we have done for a millennia. So that's probably what's happening. So we've got to be careful that we can both continue to lose weight, but also allow our bodies to feel they're getting enough food in order to allow the weight loss to continue. So it might sort of come in fits and stages. We might have to adjust the way we're eating, but at the moment we're just going to stick with the way it is, because over the last 14 days we've seen days where we've had large drops, and where I say large drops, 0.4 of a kilo, and very, very small drops, say 0.1 of a kilo, or even flatline. So that's to be expected. I'm not too worried about that. I mean, even if we were to lose 0.1 kilo a day, what would that be over so that would be about 1.4 kilos every fortnight. That would be almost 3 kilos every month. So that would be a very good level of weight to be losing. I don't want to make the whole videos though all about weight loss and dieting. I want to talk about other subjects, things that are going on in the world. Today I just wanted to hopefully cover most of the things about what we're doing and how we are coping with it. Like I say, on the fast days we are drinking coffee, tea, whatever you drink, we're allowing ourselves to have that pleasure. So somebody said to me the other day, that's like dirty fasting. Is that really a terminology? I think that possibly is more to do with the 8 814 or 816 fasting periods where you're meant to stop for certain periods, and then you're not meant to have coffee in those periods. But because we're actually effectively fasting for the whole day, that's 24 hours, but plus whenever we stopped eating on the day before to the time, so it's closer to 36 hours, we're just saying, well, I'm not going to actually on top of that beat myself up by not having a decent cup of coffee or a cup of tea whenever I want it. So that's what we're doing. It's not science, it's just what we feel like doing at the moment. So let me know what you think. Share your thoughts with us. I don't know whether to set up a WhatsApp group or a Telegram group or some sort of way that people can message us with their thoughts that maybe aren't on here, or whether to do a members group on YouTube. I'm not sure. We'll work out a thing over the next week. I also think what I'm going to do is for this first week, because I need to sort of defibrillate my YouTube life back into existence, shock it back into existence. I think what I'm going to do is put one up every day this week, so 7 days, 7 videos, and then maybe go to an alternate day video system. We'll see how it goes. The idea of doing a video every day sounds great, but it's usually too much work. We'll see. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today's little chat. Let me know what you think of the yellow shirt, whether I go something else, again, the settings, the sound. I'd love your feedback. I need to know whether you want me to carry on with these or not, and what sort of subjects. Maybe at some point we can sort of set up the computer and do an OBS live interview with someone, or maybe a pre-recorded interview with people, friends that want to sort of join me on this. I don't know. I don't know where this is going. Anyway, love to you all. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are in the world. Let us know where you are in the world. Be good. From me here in Australia, Michelle has just popped over to the shops to get some bits for today's evening meal. Take care. We'll see you next time.